Welcome to my first review, in which I take a look at games and tell you about them. And yes, I know there are already a multitude of game reviewers, but I feel like there will always be games others have missed. And not to mention, everyone has different tastes. Enough of the introduction. Let's take a look at that craptastic game that I'll be reviewing today. It is Caveman Games, by Data East. Known for their other Caveman game, Joe and Mac. But this one actually came first, although its gameplay isn't even close to Joe and Mac's. Caveman Games is a competition game, and is much like the other competition games made for the NES. So, let's take a look at this piece of fossilized. You can choose your caveman or woman. The game has some odd backgrounds for the characters, which are either confusing or just bad, usually containing puns. So let's take a look at the events. In this event, you get to live out your sick fantasies of killing your rival. I'm not even kidding. You get to throw the guy backwards towards a mother Sabretooth. And the thing I find more odd is that after having your rival as a meal, the Sabretooth then proceeds to chase you to a tree, but not up it, because we all know that big cats don't like going up trees. Oh wait, they do go up trees, don't they? The rest of the game is kinda tame until you get to this event. What is this? What the hell? So you whip a bitch 30 yards and she dances. It isn't just men being assholes with domestic abuse here. There's also a cave woman, which I guess means she's a lesbian, since this is the mate toss event. Look at that hang time. Not even Olympic discus throwers get that hang time. Oh my god, Dino Vault. I hate this game. It is so freaking annoying how precise it wants you to be. Not to mention, you need to maintain a high enough speed. It took me many tries, and the only way I got past the 30 feet height was to use a turbo button to maintain the speed. Because you have to tap the button rapidly, and I mean rapidly, to keep your speed up. But when you do happen to get over the dinosaur, your guy does his impression of a tumbleweed. I'm utterly unsure how this dance would work, but nevertheless, it is frickin' awesome. In Dino Race, you just continually tap the A button, which actually almost all of the games make you do this, and holy crap does it ruin your thumb. I think this is the real problem of this game. Tapping a button really fast is okay for one game, but this happens for 4 of the 6 games. The only cool part about this game is clubbing your dino into turbo. But you do it too much and he runs back and forth like a dip. Oh, and I hate how slow it feels if your dino trips over a rock. Just get back on it, you dumb. Fire starting, another game where you push the button like a madman. And this is the other big flaw to the game. I haven't mentioned the fact that the game doesn't tell you what to do and how to do it. The first time I got to the red part of the bar, I was like, what the do I do now? So I press buttons, and when you press down, you blow, and when you press up, you inhale. But it's so specific the way that you have to use these. Once the bar hits a bit into the red, you just tap it down until you get the bar up, and then smoke appears. Then you have to inhale and blow. All this is so much for you to learn on your own, and I had to look up an FAQ to find most of this out. Clubbing. This game has a few different moves you can perform, but only one is needed to beat the computer. Well, there's the standard club to the face, the overhead smash, the look over there, and the shin bash. The only one you have to do is the shin bash, because you just shin bash your opponent until they fall off the ledge to their doom. Once you've practiced all these games, you can test your tapping power by going to the actual competition, where you go through all the events to get pointless points and records. Really, they are, because as soon as you reset the game, they go back to the defaults. So your records only last as long as you leave the game on. But the greatest part of the competition is you can just restart any of the events if you didn't do well. I'm not even kidding. It's like in the Olympics, you could just call a do-over. So you beat the game, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's multiplayer, but it's just the same events. I didn't have anyone to play with, so I can't imagine it would be that fun anyways, though, because all it is tapping buttons. So yeah, I definitely won't remember this one. I mean, Joe Mac is looking pretty good compared to this. Although, one thing I do want to know, can you just redo the events in multiplayer? Because that would be hilarious. Because then you get to be a complete dick to your friends. Oh, you think you're gonna win? Not anymore.